I won't do it. The very thought of it makes me sick.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to this vampire playthrough. So apparently the Lord Redgrave, he can't really make vampires. He can only make skulls. Or scowls. And they want me to turn that Aloysius Dawson into a vampire because he's like the rich tycoon.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
His soul is rotten.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the information was correct?
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth about Lord Redgrave.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
Really? If the whole club found out, they'd probably throw him out.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Wouldn't he still be old though and weak? Well, maybe not weak, he's a vampire, but old.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna do that. It's pretty cool too because you can go on YouTube and find out like all the other implications of your choices. I mean, either that or play the game again. Or not even that, if you make up like a backup save and then you just have like multiple files, save files, you can probably go back and play it. But yeah, to go to all that trouble, you can probably look at a YouTube video and see the alternate outcomes when you do bite them.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Oh, so then, because he's powerful, he'll pass on that power.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Doctor.
What do you know about Aloysius Dawson?
That man is a tyrant. The embodiment of greed and selfishness. All I despise about this country.
Goodbye.
She's been quite...
Alright, let's go meet this guy. I mean, if I talk to all the other citizens, they're probably going to tell me the same thing. I guess you cut through here to get to the church. This looks like his house. See, that's what I'm talking about. That guide or that marker, it was completely wrong. It wasn't there.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains, am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
And after what we heard, I would be a fool to do that. Oh, he's right there. I don't want to go to him yet. Let's check some more of his house. Maybe we'll find stuff.
It's locked, all right.
I bet he drops the key to it once we bite him. I think that's it. Let's just let's go to the guy.
Finally you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
Sir, I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold. So cold.
He's about to die then.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
He won't, okay.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
That's crazy.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
By doing so, you will also create two separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Turn, you sacrifice 2,000 experience in the process. I'll make you a vampire.
You don't deserve immortality, Mr. Dawson.
What? What are you prattling on about?
I don't believe I've ever met a man so bereft of empathy. You, sir, are despicable.
No! Wait! You can't! I made a deal with Lord Redgrave. I'll finance whatever he wants. Please, just ask him.
Sleep now. Rest now. Forever.
I would have lived forever. Who are you to decide my fate? Who gave you the authority?
Me being a vampire did. Prepared to die. Like he was talking about his money gives him authority. Well, being a vampire does too. This is his story. 71 years old. He wasn't that old. Maybe back in the day that was old. Yeah, this guy was just horrible. Well, too bad for him. I'm gonna suffer the consequences though. From this Lord Redgrave, right? Wait, what is this? Wasn't there another? $500 shillings. That must have been a lot of money back in that day. And I think that was it, right? He didn't have anything else here, did he?
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hint. We can go question that guy. Alright, let's get out of here. I've seen all I need to see here.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
Let's just lie to him.
He didn't survive the procedure. He was too weak.
This is unacceptable, nevertheless. You were given the simplest task.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
And by the sword you die. Protect the Pembroke Hospital. Talk with old Bridget. She's kind of far away.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door. Step away, traitor.
All right, I'm gonna come back for him too.
Friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again.
Let's go level up. Oh, here's old Bridget right here.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well. And he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good. yet tainted with a deep sadness and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising. Go now, young Ekon. You are awaited elsewhere.
Alright, we gotta go to Pembroke Hospital. What's gonna happen there? Is it being attacked?
You really thought you could betray Lord Redgrave without paying the price?
Who's this? Lord Finray? I mean, we're loading right now. Give me a second. You think you're stronger than me? Who else wants a piece? Whoops. She was just getting trash from the food from the trash. I shouldn't have attacked her. I kind of feel bad.
Christina is still working nearby.
What?
Mr.
What did you
Bates.
say?
Evening, Doctor.
We got all the hints too. This guy is a making money by renting squalid flats to the Whitechapel migrants. So he was taking advantage of them. He's been attacked by vengeful scows he used to exploit as his tenants. And he sees Dorothy Crane's dispensary as a fine thing because she kept tenants in good health. This guy's despicable. And we're gonna take you out now. So yeah, on the way to the hospital, I might just take out a couple of these souls. Wait, where's the blood? Telling me to take them. I mean, this guy was a crummy landlord. He was taking advantage of the migrants, of the immigrants.
Was I that evil to deserve such punishment? My only regret is that no one will mourn me, for I have never been loved.
Maybe that's why he was a sad guy. Because no one ever loved him, huh? Oh, here's another one. She was pretty nice.
When science fails you,
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu.
Surely you have someone else to bother.
How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu? Do you need my help?
I would not even accept fresh water from you, Doctor. I don't need your help.
He's still salty because he thinks I was the one who took out Dorothy.
Yes, you do. Please, Take this. You'll feel better.
We
I
just
said I don't want anything. But I'll keep this for those who really need it.
okay. He's recovering. Just take it.
Tell me everything.
I do not believe.
Oh yeah. Wait, we got all the hints from this guy too, right? He's the right arm of Dorothy Crane. This is just in case you guys might have forgotten. And he's a former Romanian political activist. What else? He wants to see. He does not want to see his children anymore to avoid the burden, being a burden to them. This is a social circle, Camille, and this other guy. Let's go, dude. You were right. I did take out Dorothy, and now I'm taking you out too. These were good people. I mean, Dorothy Crane and this guy, they were just trying to help Whitechapel citizens who didn't have much any money for medicine, so they were doing it for free. Oh no, I didn't mean to let you go. Whoops. Let's do that again. Can I just
Good evening, Mr. Portrait.
Sure.
sorry about that. I didn't mean to let you go.
I failed to protect Dorothea. I fall like she fell, but our fight is still alive.
The district will suffer your actions. We're on a rampage tonight. We're just taking out everybody. And where is his house? His house was around here. Because we got a small key and I have a...
Science fails you. This elixir will bring you.
Here it is. He didn't even want to live in his house anymore because after all this happened. There should be another safe right here. That's it? That's all he gave me? And a poem. It looks like he was in love with Camilla. This guy looks like he's sick. Where's the other lady? She was just here. Shang Tsung, Shang Kun. What about this guy?
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
How are conditions in Whitechapel these days?
I hear gunshots every night. It's just like the war in the trenches, Doctor. I can't stand it.
There's still one more hint to unlock. He needs medication since he came back from the front. He's a war veteran. I mean, there's nothing much more we can learn from him. What is he gonna give me, 1,000? Like finding out that last hint, I'm probably just gonna get a little bit more of experience. I was about to say that should be good enough. Nobody can see him.
I'm not afraid anymore. I died in this trench a long time ago.
Yeah, for some of these citizens, we're kind of ending their pain. It looks like they didn't even want to be alive anymore. This lady, she's a hustler. I mean, she sells stuff.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
Goodbye,
I'm gonna leave her alone. There's still hints to find out about her.
Its effectiveness has been proven.
There, she's back. Alright, this might be the last one, and then I'll go to the main missions again.
Good evening, Zhao Shu.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
What did she say to me? She couldn't find strength to leave her husband's tomb, yet her husband passed away. She hopes to find a place where she'll be useful, like she's helping out people now. So she feels guilty for not spotting her husband's condition, and yeah, he died of a disease. But she actually had a good purpose, like I said, she was still helping people out now with her husband's money. And she does seem quite young. Like she's got her whole life ahead of her. I think that's why they give out more experience points.
Why convince me to live if it was to kill me later? If it was a game, consider it a success, you cruel demon.
It was nothing personal. I just needed experience points. I mean, she was a good lady. Alright, where else could I go? I mean, I'm on my way to the Pembroke Hospital, but if I see other people, then... He's a rogue Econ?
How dare you!
Get back! Alright, dude. You know what? I'm gonna have this guy take you out. Wait, why don't you guys fight it out? He healed? Alright guys, I love to stay in chat. But I'm not wasting my time with you guys.
Show me how you defeated Virgil Puncher.
Oh, he's one of the Ascalon club members. You I will take out. That's how I defeated your buddy. Just like that.
What is this truck? Are the vampire hunters here already?
Why would they attack us anyway? There's like more humans in the hospital than vampires.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Are you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
Unfortunately, violence can be a necessary evil, sir. I volunteered, joined the army to serve the Empire, sir. But attacking a hospital... shame.
What do you mean?
A hospital should be a safe place, sir. Like a temple. A temple of science.
Oh, he's healthy. He was appointed a medic during the war. Yeah, I read this before. And he steals from the dead bodies. And he's not afraid of death. Well, he's not afraid of death, so let's go. Could embrace him right here, right? It's in a tent. Who's gonna see? Like, this is where they put all the dead bodies. It only makes sense.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
You wouldn't have known that I was the wolf. Alright, let's open this trunk now. A surgical saw? Can I open this door too now? I'm doing just like that guy. I'm stealing from the dead. That ain't right. Oh man, the hospital's a mess.
Good evening, Dr. Ackroyd.
You're the last person that I want to see right now, Dr. Reed.
I see that you are as friendly as ever.
Are you really going to ask me why? That would just be more evidence of your selfishness.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Alright, he's recovering now.
How do you think these recent events will affect the Pembroke Hospital?
I am not blind. There is something strange about you and Dr. Swansea. One day you'll have to provide answers.
You are troubled by the death of your patient. I understand. It is something that haunts everybody in our profession.
Harvey Fiddick died inside these walls, under our watch. We failed him, all of us.
That was the carpenter that I took out.
Don't you think the epidemic is enough to deal with, without wasting time on insults and suspicions?
Yes, the epidemic. Convenient, isn't it? Just like the war, really. Hundreds are already dying, so who cares about one more?
Are you all right? I heard the hospital had been attacked.
For now, we have to keep on looking after our patients. But we won't be able to do so for long without an administrator.
Has Dr. Swansea really gone?
Yes, this place is turning into a joke. A sad joke indeed.
What do you think of Dr. Tippett's opinion of your promotion, Waverly?
Who cares? How could I ask for a promotion after we let a patient be killed? That would be disgraceful.
Yeah, that's true. He disapproves of modern medicine methods. I guess he's old school. Yeah, see, this other guy, Harvey Fiddick, he died. His skills are admired, but he seems proud and arrogant. Yeah. Yep, alright. That's mesmerizing. We've learned all we could from him. I do like how they have like last words right after you bite them. You've been overworked, Doctor. There's another doctor right there. I have to show you something over here really quick.
All our patients, so many of them. Will Strickland be up to the task? I wonder.
We got a key to the doctor's office.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
Have you seen any suspicious activity in the vicinity, Dr. Reed?
No more than usual.
This is no laughing matter, Dr. Reed. A patient of mine has been murdered. Mr. Fiddick is dead. I should have been more cautious.
Are you all right? I heard the hospital has been attacked.
As far as I know, nobody's been hurt. But who were those men? Why attack Dr. Swansea?
What happened to him?
We don't know. They came in, they went out. In between those two events, Dr. Swansea went missing. Maybe he just went into hiding nearby.
Why are you blaming yourself for the death of Mr. Fiddick?
It is our fault. Mr. Fiddick has stayed longer than needed here because Dr. Ackroyd and I could not agree on the correct treatment.
This argument has nothing to do with his death. He was murdered.
But if we had performed the surgery sooner, he would have left the hospital and avoided this fate.
That's true.
What is troubling you so much, Dr. Strickland? Is there something else?
I had to meet face to face with the son and daughter of Mr. Fiddick this afternoon. Their eyes. I could barely stand before their accusing gaze.
This difficult task is part of our job, Dr. Strickland. It's our responsibility.
I know. As I also know they'll never get the answer to the question they daren't ask. They were the embodiment of cold fatalism.
He has a migraine.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Alright. He has a blood transfusion that hasn't been successful. Skills have been questioned in the past. And he secretly exposes the patients to an experimental method. Yeah, these two guys were in a social circle. The other doctor that we just took out that he was arguing with. So let's make sure you won't feel guilty for much longer. I didn't even really notice how much experience points I have. I'm gonna have to go level up now. I feel like the enemies in the games though, they match my level. Like the stronger I get, the stronger they get. Same place where 3 doctors died.
I could have saved Mr. Fiddick if I had more time. I could have shown you all.
Yeah, he really wanted to save him.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Your medical report says you're not affected by the Spanish flu. What do you think of that, Mortimer?
Does it make me happy? Not in the slightest. If it was up to me, I would have left this place long ago. I know I don't belong here.
And why do you think you don't belong here?
I know the staff have more important things to do than look after me. There's plenty of patients here who need their attention.
Alright. He still has experience points we can gain from him.
But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
What about her mom right here?
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Yeah, I really haven't learned too much from her either. See, it says hint required.
I've read your son's medical report, Beatrice. It's not the flu or anything life-threatening. What has you so worried?
He was at death's door when he was brought here. I just want him to be better as soon as possible.
He's not out of the woods yet, you know. He might need to stay here longer than expected.
Take care of him then, Dr. Reed. People here only seem to focus on contagious patients. I worry my poor Mortimer will be neglected.
Are you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
I heard they were police in disguise who came to arrest Dr. Swansea. This place is a dump.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswell.
Yeah, I can still get more information from them. I mean, we can go to Dr. Swansea's office now. Unless there's any other patients that have been... Oh yeah, I remember her. The vampire lady. She thinks she's a vampire.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you doing?
Not well. Eternity can be such a burden. Did you know that Thomas is dead?
Mr. Elwood? Yes, I know about his death.
His blood now runs through this decaying body. I see things much more clearly now. I've even started to sense things about you.
Oh, really?
Are you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
They were vampire hunters, and they were looking for me. Bless poor Dr. Swansea, they beat him, but he didn't say a word about me.
They hurt him, you say?
Yes, I hide in the shadows, but I've heard them.
What did they want?
They wanted Dr. Swansea to confess his guilt and admit to relations with blood drinkers.
And what exactly have you learned about me?
You're cold, Doctor. As cold as those steel blades you surgeons wield so nimbly. Sometimes, I wonder if you have any feelings at all.
That's quite a statement, Miss Howcroft.
But there is more, isn't there? Your interest for my condition, your subtle innuendos.
Are we the same, Doctor?
Oh, she's pretty smart.
I think one vampire in this hospital is quite enough.
For once I sense real honesty in your voice, Dr. Reed. Somehow that frightens me.
Judging by the look in your eyes, there is something you want to ask me, Miss Howcroft.
Listen to my voice, Jonathan. You can't refuse to answer my questions. Speak now. Tell me about you and that fancy red-headed lady.
You mean Lady Ashbury? What about her?
Don't resist me. Answer now, Doctor. What's really going on between you two?
She thought she's mesmerizing me right now.
I love her. I love her dearly. It's that simple.
Now, Jonathan. I want you to forget we had this little conversation. You can get back to what you were doing.
That's funny.
Do you think about Thomas's death sometimes?
Every night. I didn't want to kill him. I liked him. Now people will hunt me down.
You're no murderer, trust me. Only a fool would believe otherwise.
How long before other mortals start hunting me? As always, blood is the only price for blood.
You're safe as long as you stay in the hospital. No one will hunt you here, I promise.
These walls will not protect me, Doctor. They will never forget the crime I've done. And nor will I.
You are a patient here, Miss Howcroft. Someone with real needs who deserves peace and treatment. I will protect you.
Don't be ridiculous, Doctor. How could a mortal carry all the pain of the world on his shoulders? I should be far more cautious.
I think she actually suspects that I'm a vampire. Yeah, she got mistaken by the guards, the pre-warning that she was a vampire, and she went as a vampire killer prey, and she has this Cotard syndrome. That's it. Let's just mesmerize her. So her social circle was that guy, Thomas Elwood, who was a burn patient. We took him out too because of... he just seemed like he didn't want to live anymore. And we need those experience points. No, but like I said, I'll probably do a different playthrough and I just won't embrace anybody. Because that's how you get the best ending.
Beware, child of the night, for I shall come back and have my vengeance.
Alright, if you say so. They ransacked this place. Anyway, let's go to Dr. Swansea's office now.
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar?
He's gone.
Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Before that, let me just level up. Oh yeah, this is the doctor's office, right? Ooh, a surgical knife?
It's locked, all right.
That's probably the last doctor who has the information of that.
Done.
I pour water on it. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here. We'll pick up that blood trail in the next part of this playthrough.